Hello? Did I get you with that clickbait? Listen, I don't mean to reel you in like the fish you are, but I didn't do exactly whatever I wanted. For example, even though I wanted to, I couldn't teleport, no matter how many sacrifices I made to Zagan. I didn't do whatever I wanted in the sense that I was on a budget, but I did have a lot of free time on my hands over the past year, so have some patience and let me articulate some wisdom I've learned. Cue the title card. So yeah, what sparked me to make this video was my experience over the past year, along with an experience I had while I was bedridden for about a day and a half. When you're bedridden, you're forced to be stuck inside your own mind. Like, I was sick to the point where I couldn't move a single muscle and everything hurt, and all I could do was just lay there in this gray purgatory world and have the hours take forever and just lay there in pain and be bored out of my mind. Side note, the right to exist should have nothing to do with how much work you've done. So I was laying in bed like 24 hours into this illness, crazy body aches, feeling hot and cold at the same time, and being in this mental state made me face the reality we're mentally designed to forget, the reality of how fragile we actually are as humans. A few days earlier, I was a healthy 20-something-year-old. The next, I'm brittle and powerless. And I had really bad existential dread. I had the classic thoughts like, oh my God, we're just these weird creatures running around. Oh my God, everyone and everything I love is gonna be gone. We're just accidental specks of star. Hashtag indomitable human spirit. I've had existential crises like these before. Story of my life right there.
I think human consciousness was a tragic misstep in evolution. Nature created an aspect of nature separate from itself. We are creatures that should not exist by natural law.
I'm begging you to shut the fuck up.
But all this feelings of hopelessness and dread, they kind of imploded on each other. The feelings flipped the other way. They did a 180. It's like I experienced the hope at the bottom of Pandora's box. Perhaps suffering expands consciousness. But yeah, a beautiful epiphany occurred to me. And everything I've been going through in the past year kind of culminated in this moment as well. It made me realize, it made me feel that the whole point of being here while we're alive is to be utilizing, understanding, growing, and feeling love for each other. And love and appreciation for everything life has to offer to like create and evolve and just express ourselves. True happiness, true everlasting fulfillment comes from within, and it always will. We get to give it to ourselves for free every day as we keep learning to cherish the experiences we have.
Wait, so, love is the answer?
Yeah, it is, dumbass. I mean, sweetie pie. The language of love is impenetrable, and happiness is a state of being. Happiness is a habit that you have to keep choosing to develop. It's annoyingly simple. Don't try to figure it out because it can never be figured out. You can never encapsulate all of what it is, what life is and is about. Just love everyone and tell the truth. I saw that on a random sticker. So yeah, story time. I used to think that humanity had this destiny to scientifically evolve until we're nothing but a pure beam of progress, shooting out into the stars, transcending everything we touch in our path towards divinity. Hi, I don't do drugs. But yeah, I used to believe that we had this destiny to bring about a Star Trek utopian reality for ourselves.
Look at this cool Star Trek poster I got.
And that every second I'm spending not trying to do that is a waste. Isn't it insane? Isn't it insane that I put a task like that on my conscience? I mean, maybe I have some capacity to do that, but not alone. Through this experience, I was able to confront a deep dissatisfaction I had with life, or more specifically, why I had it and how I could change it, and also to stop myself from hating myself for being dissatisfied, because I feel like I have a pretty generous, good life. Hashtag gaslighting yourself. I realized how I was measuring success and fulfillment for myself was materialistic. Having nice things does not equate to fulfillment or success. Measuring your success by material wealth is such a slippery slope. Don't ever measure your success by how much cash you'd have if you liquidated all your assets. I think I was telling myself like, yeah, I love my friends and my family, but there's nothing wrong with like this other part of me that low-key would like to be rich and have a mansion and go on vacation. At least in the West, we're conditioned that everyone has these stereotypical pipe dreams, these dreams of ultimate luxury. The tons and tons of marketed hedonism is normalized everywhere. It's embedded in our culture. And I'm not saying like money, vacations, nice cars are entirely bad. Like, they're admittedly nice things to have, but it's how you get the nice things, if you ever do, that matters. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, and I'm trying to pursue them as much as I can, like making video projects like these. And hopefully nice things will come to me. However, the difference is now I am not picky at all about what those nice things are or will be. There's great things to utilize all around you right now. So stop telling yourself that you're only going to be successful if you have the best equipment and the best things, or live in the best city, or get a certain amount of money, because those lines of thinking are material, and because of that, they never end. You'll always want more. And also, you don't want to have nice things if they come with the price of having to live with a high level of cognitive dissonance. And by that, I mean you lie to yourself that you're fine with the choices you made that got you the mansion. Do you want to be living large off the sales of your multi-million-dollar product that studies are now showing is super toxic? Is there like even any way to make ethical money under capitalism these days? SpaghettiOs. Worker exploitation. Fun fact, narcissists win the most in capitalism. If you're pursuing money, if you're pursuing business, I do believe that money can bring a lot of people happiness in the form of materialistic things that are more or less needs and not wants. Also, like, I do think starting a business can be a very fulfilling experience. Just don't get caught up in it and have years, decades of your life pass you by. Exercise some open-mindedness. Blah, blah, blah. The game of business and money shouldn't have the power that it has now. I can make a whole video about my personal conflicting moral dilemmas about starting a business in the modern world, but I'll just leave it at that for now. Make sure your principles are worth more than your money. Backtracking a bit, so I realized all this, that I was shamefully looking in all the wrong places for fulfillment. I had very little gratitude. I didn't practice it at all. The family, the friends, the health I have is insanely amazing. I was not living in the moment, appreciating it all and loving it all for just what it is now. Stop wanting things to change that don't have to. Unless the materialistic thing is what you're most passionate about, like cars or instruments or software for your respective craft, whatever it is, if it's not a true passion, then like the satisfaction you get from it will be immediate and dissipate quickly. I had dreams and desires and like things I needed to do and things I wanted to obtain, and I thought that once I got them, I would then start to feel okay inside. Once I get these things, everything will all get figured out. And like some things I wanted were materialistic, and like some things are fun to play with. Materialism isn't inherently bad at all, but the thing I was telling myself was that I would not be fulfilled until I had things. They'll never satisfy my soul because all those feelings are fleeting. It will never be enough, ever.
Bought me a Tesla, I'm really sick of me talking about cars, but what the fuck else do you want from me? That is the only thing keeping me company. I'm just paying till I'm annoyed. These items just filling the ball.
I will never be doing that again.
Inner peace comes from within. Yeah, so a part of me is embarrassed to like be admitting all this, but I'm glad that I realized the fact that I was holding on to all this, even though I thought I wasn't. Sometimes you have to learn and then learn again. And I'm sorry if I'm like repeating myself here. Obviously, I'm aware of the idea that being rich, having nice things doesn't make you happy or means you're happy automatically now. On the pie chart of what satisfies you in life, you need to make sure that materialism doesn't occupy any portion of it, except for like a small sliver for like necessities like, you know, like bidets and banana bread. Experiences and other beings are the bread and butter of life. Loneliness is something we ultimately inflict upon ourselves. Unfortunately, pretty damn easily too.
Loneliness is simple, not much else is.
In today's day and age, like, yeah, I agree, there's non-walkable neighborhoods. There's not enough third spaces in the West. But there's no excuse, honestly, because of the internet. The right people, friendships, relationships, partners are out there. You just have to start doing things. It's that simple, but also that hard. Find camaraderie, and also
Master Carl Jung told Dobby that loneliness does not come from having no people about Dobby, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to Dobby, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible.
all my isolated and chronically online homies out there, listen to me. You have to take serious initiative to go out and do stuff. If you feel socially awkward, that means you have enough awareness to laugh at yourself. Just get out there at all costs and you'll start to figure out what fulfills you. The social, emotional, biological mechanisms in you. I think these fulfillment needs used to be taken care of automatically, but in the modern world, you have to make extra effort to do that. You have to go out of your way to get these baseline things like socialization and a sense of community, especially in the West. Don't overcomplicate it. Like, you know what you could use more of in your life. And everyone deserves love. Do you agree with that? Then guess what? You're a part of everyone. And you could only help everyone else out most effectively when you first take care of yourself, when you take care of your own needs first. But also make sure to ask yourself if your self-care is perhaps turning into self-harm. And maybe I'll also add that, like, hey, yeah, you might have been cooking there, but this video is called I Did Whatever I Wanted for a Year, and in the thumbnail it says what I learned. So I don't think that all the realizations I had would have occurred if I didn't have all this prior experience this past year of doing whatever I wanted. And again, I was on a budget. The backstory is I quit my corporate job. I wanted to pursue my dreams, but just as importantly, figure out who I was. And I'm still on this voyage, but some things I learned. One is you can do anything, but you can't do everything. Hey, so we're trying out the different lighting server. So yeah, I wanted to try things out. See what I liked, but to actually try something, you have to put some serious time into it, especially if it's something you want to make some sort of lifelong career out of. For example, I don't think playing baseball one time warrants you as a baseball player. You don't know what it's like to be on a team for months, maybe years, practicing and playing relentlessly and getting really good at baseball, being on a team. You have to see what it's mentally, physically, financially like to do it. And that's what counts as doing it. I guess my point is Yoda when he said,
give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
So with this in mind now, I realized I was trying to pursue too many things at once. I'm trying to do baseball and soccer and tennis and chess and field hockey and swimming. The sports are analogies. I was just dipping my toes in the water and not really jumping in and swimming. I believe that I can learn and play any sport I put my mind to, and I mean that figuratively. The sport is a figure of speech, so it's only a matter of picking what one I like the most, picking the best one. Well, what I know now is that there is no best one. You just kind of pick, because even if you fail, you're still learning. Even if you don't like it, you're learning that you don't like something. But the larger point is that whatever you decide to do it one at a time. I also learned that I need a routine or I will go crazy. There can come an aimlessness to life when you're doing whatever you want, and it can get depressing very fast. Before this journey, I thought myself as an above average person when it comes to discipline, but when there is not a clear enough goal or metrics for defining progress, I give in to sloth. When you're unemployed, it'll stop feeling like a vacation very quickly. You'll beg for something to do. You'll beg to have your day filled up with tasks if you're not someone who can just do that automatically. Not that I approached all this as being a vacation. I intended to work very hard, and I still do. But that being said, you need a routine and you need something in it that makes you happy on a simple human level, like playing Minecraft. You need hobbies that just make you happy and that allow you to relax, or else you'll be miserable. Another general lesson I learned is this quote that I forget where I heard it from, but it's that rich people are often boring. But what this lesson means to me is that you need to continuously be challenged, consistently be learning and engaging with others, or else you'll stagnate and regress as a person. That's what I think. So if you have a lot of time on your hands and you're trying to go on your journey, do yourself a favor and get rid of everything that brings you instant gratification. It's what our techno-feudalists want. Your mere existence is an act of rebellion. And also, there is no right time for anything. So work hard towards something, but make sure you're also vibing. Here's what I learned from all the things I did. In Colorado, I flew to the other side of the country only to realize that wherever you go, there you are. A change in scenery is not going to change you. Even though you're away from everything you might know, it's internal work that you have to do yourself. Also, Colorado got some crazy elevation with blockchain development. Blockchain as in the software that facilitates cryptocurrency. I learned that if you want to succeed at something, you have to put in the work and then work some more. If you want to get monetary results from a passion so that you could do it for a living, you have to work very hard. You have to live, eat, and breathe your craft. And this is what I meant by that sports analogy, is that you have to actually be liking something so that you get good at it and you do it as if getting money from doing it isn't even a thing you think about. With web building, I learned that there are always people out there who want to help you. I learned this while pursuing blockchain development too. There are people similar to you in similar spots as you who are trying to do this, pursue the same things as you, and you can find them. Just keep looking. With going to the gym, I learned that exercise is great and also discipline is key. I encourage everyone to have healthy routines in your life, and that includes getting some degree of exercise. Unfortunately, there are so many jobs with commute times out there that make it almost impossible to fit a workout into your day. We're designed to be in motion, to build up our health and our strength and our stamina. Your body produces natural feel-good chemicals when you exercise. You become more resilient, more durable, you have more energy. It's just how our biology works. And on days you don't want to go, on days you're not motivated, you'll rely on the discipline. And that discipline will seep into everything else you want to do with your life if you let it in. With modeling and acting, I learned that it's okay to test out something you're not sure about. Yeah, with these two things, I really had to put myself out there in ways that I maybe wasn't the most comfortable doing. I had to exude that I had confidence and that I'm all about this, that I'm all about modeling and acting. But you can't let the imaginary perceptions that people have of you change how you feel about yourself. I didn't see it as I'm now doing this and I'm now this thing. I just saw it as me trying it out. Nobody cares nearly 1% as much as you think they do, but there's especially nothing wrong with just trying something out to learn about it and learn about yourself. Don't let yourself stop yourself. With making videos, I learned that our own individual views are special and valuable and can make an impact. You have your own unique experience and viewpoints and value that you bring to the world, because no one else has experienced life the way you did. No one else can be you. I believe people's experience, expressed by simple words even, can provide value to someone else. Just look at the trend of videos on YouTube where it's just people talking to a camera. Of course, not everyone, but someone will find value in what you're saying or what you're doing, even if it's just a relief that they know someone else has had a similar experience or does a similar thing. For example, I feel that all the stuff I'm spewing out in this video is just stuff I've heard before and I'm kind of regurgitating, but I don't think that means I still shouldn't share it, because we're all constantly learning and there's still new humans being made. Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Oh, crap.
With music, I learned that having a sense of community is great, and that it is important to engage with art if you want to expand your inner being. Yeah, like straight up. Finally, stand-up comedy taught me that, one, stand-up comedy is just public therapy. And two, becoming friends with your insecurities and wearing them like armor so they can't be used against you is the key to being comfortable in your own skin. Let it be known that I think watching too much content of any kind at some point becomes disadvantageous. There's learning the rules, but then there's putting them into practice by applying them in real time to get real experience. So here's my slogan on this channel. Get off of YouTube. But first, if you want to buy me a coffee through the link in the description to help support this slop on this channel, then go ahead and do that and check it out and support. I'm going to do an abrupt cutaway joke where I'm talking and then the video is just going to suddenly